Well, hello guys, this is Sneaky Snake here today, and today I'm going to show a bunch of easy duplication glitches in Tears of the Kingdom. This tutorial is going to be really easy, and I'm going to show tons of really efficient duplication glitches for Tears of the Kingdom. All of these I made sure are really easy, so you shouldn't have any problem doing them, and they can also all be done pretty much in early game. And I will indeed be doing multiple. If some of them you already know, you can just skip in later to the video. But without any more waiting, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start off with this first glitch, and this is probably one of the easiest ones on this list, and it's also really simple. The only thing you really need for this glitch is this one item to start off with it, and this can also be done anywhere. It doesn't require that much of a setup, and you can even do this if you're still on the Great Sky Island. So first, what you're going to need to do is find any sort of ledge. It can be one probably around the height of this ledge right here. And I find the ledges at Lookout Landing to also be really good for this, but for this one, I'm just going to stand on top of this pillar. Now, first, actually pick out the item you want to duplicate. And for this glitch, I'm just going to be duplicating a Lionel horn. And as I said before, you can only have one of that item in your inventory, so just go ahead and hold the rest and then put them on the ground. I'll just go ahead and put them down like right there. Once you're done with the glitch, you can go ahead and get them back later. Alright, so since we have them right there, we can go ahead and get back on top of this ledge. And then go ahead and stand somewhat near the edge. And from here, go ahead and go to your throwing formation when you're about to throw an item. So to do that, press on R, hold down on R, and then push up on the D-pad to go into your menu. And then from here, what you actually want to do is go ahead and select on the item you want to duplicate. So I'll duplicate this Lionel horn. And then once it's in your hand and about to throw, go ahead and back up. And then what we're going to do is press X to jump off the edge. And while you're in midair, press up on the D-pad again to go into your menu. So something like this. Now, once you're in the middle of the air, make sure you're still holding down on R. What you want to do next is let go of the menu button and then press it again really quickly. Just like that. It has to be a split second. That's really quick. Now you can go ahead and let go of R, and then from here we're going to do the same thing again where we let go of the menu button then press it again. And now from here, just go ahead and press X, which should let you drop the item. And as you see, it did actually just drop the item right behind me, and I also should have thrown the item in front of me, so you can go ahead and pick both of that up. So as you see, I did indeed just duplicate that item, and then I can go ahead and pick the rest up, and you can see I did just duplicate that item. This process is slow, so I wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to get large amounts of items, but it is definitely good for very early game if you're trying to sell some diamonds or get more monster horns. So let's go ahead and go into the next glitch. Alright, so this next glitch is also fairly easy. It does indeed require a little bit more steps, but it does definitely get you large quantities of items. And for this setup, I'd highly recommend going to an area that's in a low gravity area, kind of like where I am right now at the Wellspring Island. But if you haven't gone to an area that has low gravity yet, then you can go to basically anywhere that has some sort of ledge you can paraglide off of. Now for this first step, make sure you have a bow equipped. And then from there, go ahead and pull out the bow and fuse the item you want to duplicate to your bow. And this can indeed be any item. So for this glitch, I'm going to be duplicating a Gleeok horn. So I'll go ahead and fuse it to my bow. Now the next step you're going to want to do is go into your inventory. And now for this, you're going to need a food item. And you can only have one in your inventory. I'd recommend doing this with something that's easy to get, like apples, because you will indeed lose the item. And if you have more than one, you can either just put it to the side and get it later. And also make sure this food item is above the item you want to duplicate in your inventory. But anyways, let's go ahead and eat it. And then after that, go to your bows, unequip your bow, and then re-equip it. And make sure it's the bow that has the item fused to it. And then from here, you can go ahead and exit out. And then if you go back in your inventory, you should notice where that food item was is now replaced by the item you're trying to duplicate. And this is going to be the glitch item, because normally it's supposed to go back to its normal stack of items, which should have been like, yeah, right here. Now for this next step, you're basically going to go ahead and jump and then go into your paraglider. Since this is much easier to do in a low gravity area, because you don't even need to jump off a ledge, you can just jump and then go into your paraglider. What you're going to do is jump, go into your paraglider, and then from here go into your inventory. Now go ahead and hold that glitched item in its glitched item slot, and then hold the rest of its stack down here. And then from here go ahead and sort your inventory by pressing Y. And then right after this, you can basically just go ahead and close your menu by pressing B, and the item should just fall to the ground. And when you go back into your inventory, you'll notice there's still 18 or whatever amount there was before. And then from here, you can basically just pick up the items and then notice the items did indeed increase. And this is really efficient because I think it does duplicate like either 4 or 5 items at a time. So let's go ahead and get into the next glitch. Alright, so this next glitch is also really simple and easy and does indeed also get you tons of items. It's actually quite similar to the last glitch. For this one though, you will indeed need mineral, so you'd have to be a bit later in the game. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that the item you want to duplicate, you can only either have 4 or less of it in your inventory. Preferably you want to have 4 of it, but if you have less than that, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and duplicate something like this construct horn. I'll just put the 2 extra on the ground like right there. Now I can go ahead and get on top of Minoru. And now from here, what you're going to want to do is disable Minoru. Then go back to your inventory and hold the 4 items or less that you want to duplicate. Now from here, you can actually go to your adventure log and then watch 2 memories. You can go ahead and skip them. And then from here, go ahead and exit out of the menu. Now, once you fall back down, go ahead and go into your inventory, and you should notice that in your inventory, it looks like you're still holding the items. So what you're going to do is go ahead and throw the item that you want to duplicate onto the ground. And it should say you have 0, but it will actually still let you hold it and throw it onto the ground. And you should see something unusual happen where the number drops into the negatives. Go ahead and do this 4 times, or however many times you have that item in your inventory. Then from here, go back into your inventory, hold pretty much any item. Then drop the rest of these items on the ground, and you should notice, just like that, you have duplicated that item 4 times. So then you should see that that item is indeed duplicated. I used to have 6 and now I have 10. So that is indeed that duplication glitch. But anyways, that will indeed be it for today, guys. Hopefully that's helpful for you, and if you thought this was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. It'll help out a ton. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers soon, so that will indeed help a lot. But anyways, I hope you're now easily able to duplicate tons of items. But anyways, bye guys, and see you in the next one.